you. Thank you so much. I'm an addict. My name's Bill. I'm trying to be a little loud because Barry said he wanted to hear me. Barry said he wanted to hear me back there. Come from Baltimore and Free State region, and haven't any home group, any sponsor, don't go anywhere else. Just say that to qualify myself. Come to this program whipped, thoroughly whipped, and got here and they say watch what you prayed for, you just liable to get it. So I asked God to put a woman in my life, but I wasn't going to start from the bedroom out. I was going to do something different this time. For once, I was going to do something different. And so 5.5 months went by. And I passed up a whole lot of instant gratification. Only because I wanted to do something different. 5.5 months later, a woman said to me, I got deeper feelings than any friends towards you. And we began what was turned out to be for 5.5 months clean to 18 months we got married. And at 2.5 years clean, I took her to a federal prison. And she's been there for 3 years. So I heard, watch out what you ask for, you just liable to get it a little late. Because that wasn't my idea of what I wanted. But I thank God he gave me what I needed. Because I was that bum who used everybody. Every person I come in contact with, I used. I took advantage of. God put a woman in my life that needed somebody. So now all of a sudden, Billy, who used to be a self-centered, using, self-seeking individual, and it was all about what you could do for me, is now called upon to be there for a woman who goes to jail for 7 years and to have her 2 children. And since that happened, I'm glad I didn't get the girl with the nice job and a nice car and a nice home. See, my best thinking told me that's what I needed. Because I certainly couldn't provide those things for anybody. So I always looked for somebody who had them. And then I'd fit in to whatever your taste was for what I was supposed to be. But I made a pact with God when I first got here that I was going to do something different. And when I began to live up to that pact, God began to work a plan out in my life. And I'm in the middle of that plan right now. I got 5 years and 7 months clean. My wife, been away 3 years, got 3 to go. And we're still together. It's the healthiest relationship I ever had in my life. It gives me such self-esteem and such feelings of self-worth to be there for somebody that I just thank God for it. Because, I was a user. And I know today that when I got here, all I wanted to do was stop shooting dope. That's all I wanted to do. I didn't care about no steps. I didn't care about no principles. I just helped me stop shooting dope. I tried so many ways and means to do that and failed. And every failure piled up again and again till when I finally came to that point of total hopelessness. And they was there. And I grabbed it with both hands because of all the failures. And this bottom that I hit in 1990 wasn't the worst bottom of my life. I spent 17 years in the Maryland prison system. I was the guy doing life on the installment plan. I didn't get a life sentence or a 25-year sentence. I got 5. Went to jail, came out 3.5 used. 60 days later, just 60 days, was back in jail with 7. Did 5 of it, come out. 6 months later was back in jail with 12. Did 8 of it, come out. Every time I come out, I pick back up. Because the mentality for me in that prison was, you all right now. Get healthy, lift weights, get little Debbie's. You know what I mean? Get a single cell. No rent, no gas and electric, nothing. I was rescued every time I was arrested anyway. That's the truth for me. It wasn't that when like, oh God, I'm going back to jail. It was like, when they feeding up, what they got on the menu tonight. Because I wasn't getting no meal out here unless I went to soup kitchen. So I looked forward, I became what this disease renders a lot of us from where I come from. It's neighborhoods similar to this, very similar. And that's all we all do, is get in that vicious circle. Go to jail, get out, use, go back, go to jail, get out, use, die. Somewhere along the line, you don't see somebody anymore, and all of a sudden it's like, where you been, George? Well, this is my new wife. These are my new kids. Here's my beautiful home. I've been shooting dope successfully. Everything's just working out wonderful. No! Where's George at? He's dead! That's where he's at. He's dead. Or he's back in jail. Did nobody come up with no success story? So when I got here and you said the ends are always the same, I knew what you were talking about. Because I lived it. I drew from my experiences. One's too many, 1,000 never enough. Yes, is what I said. Because I always tried to get one and failed. Change people, places, and things. Okay, I tried to stay clean on Pratt Street. Couldn't do it. Yes, I'll do that. I'm just going to sell dope. Get out of jail healthy, looking good, 15-inch arms, 33-inch waist, big chest, all blowed up from obsessing on them weights. But I'm well now. I'm okay. Z's talk to me as soon as I get to the gate. Billy, you know that heroin sent you here, brother. And we ain't gonna do no heroin, right? Disease tried to get on my side. And you know you don't want no heroin, Jack. Smoke a little pot, drink a little beer, chase the women. But don't you dare shoot no dope. Disease would warn me against that. Would convince me that heroin was the problem, but that I had manageability over other things. Y'all said substitute. I know what you're talking about, because I substituted until I was drunk as a monkey knocking on a dope man's door. I want what I like. My defenses was down because I picked up again. But the disease told me it's the heroin. Get away from that, you'll be okay. And I believed them lies for a long time. Thank God when I come here, y'all strip me of all that shit. Thank God Narcotics Anonymous has a proven program of success. So I stopped using a day at a time. I found out how not to do that. I found that if I hung with you and you wasn't using, I didn't use that day. But if I left you after the meeting, I'll use. So I stayed in some people's hip pockets. People I thought were square and assholes. People from a county I used to go just to rob, telling me some shit. I'm like, get that funny ass shoes you got. You embarrass me. I'm going to meet with your ass with that band line on. Guys, I got 6 years to clean, asshole. Who's the asshole around here? I got a life, and I'm living it honestly. You live them lies about you need some kind of Italian knit shirt to hang with me. I bought up in all them lies. It was about the outsides. Y'all took that shit away from me too and told me it was an inside job. And the drugs were just a symptom. Couldn't relate to that shit. I just couldn't stop putting it in me. Show me how to do that and get the hell out of my way. But thank God, I began to listen. And I began to hear. It was about how I felt. And I never felt right. And that I didn't use because of my feelings. I chased them. I liked that euphoric feeling. I was obsessed to get that. Not necessarily that my father wasn't there when I was a kid. Not necessarily we ate welfare cheese and powdered eggs. Everybody in my neighborhood did that. I heard one guy told me he didn't like it. I liked that shit. If you ask me today in a restaurant, what do you want? Powdered eggs. I liked that shit. I didn't regret that. Wasn't because I felt deprived. My mother did the best she could with all of us. Everybody liked stealing your bike. It was something about that too. Instead of you buying me one, I would steal yours. It was something about I got that from him. Fuck him. It was something in me that was just so antisocial. It was something in me that liked destruction and degradation. I liked that shit. And then I obsessed on the drug and chased that. And I wanted that feeling. I wasn't sitting there with the needle in my arm saying, I wish my father would have been there. If he would have, I wouldn't be here. It was like, I hope it works. I hope I get the euphoria. Not running from the ones that were painful, running to the ones that were pleasurable, that I enjoyed, that took me out of me. And what I mean out of me is not the guy who was preoccupied with his past. I wasn't preoccupied with my past when I picked up. I was preoccupied with my present. I didn't like me. You look cooler. You were shooting dope. I wanted to be with you. I put my arm out. Sit. They've been smoking pot in my neighborhood. I smoked pot. Taking acid. I just come from a neighborhood of dope shooters, and that's all they do around here. So environment played a role in what drug of choice I chose. Not in the fact that I became an addict. I met people in here, lived in Hunt Valley, beautiful neighborhood in Maryland, and bottomed out the same way I bottomed out, right here. My last bottom wasn't the worst bottom. Only difference was I found NA. I was in the missions years ago and was probably at a more desperate, suicidal point than this last one in 90. But they sent me to church. And I got a Bible. I wanted to way up and out. I was willing to do anything. And I shot dope on the Bible. Went to Bible study Thursday night, shot dope. So, when my wife went to jail, y'all told me I was going to get a life beyond my wildest dreams. My wildest dreams was a beautiful woman, sexy, all outward, a nice home she got, a nice job she's in, a nice vehicle I can drive. And I'll work part-time somewhere. But she gonna carry the weight. My best thinking. But beyond my wildest dreams, see, my wildest dreams are what I just described. I get a woman who cries, I don't want to go to jail. I've been there 17 years. Hey, it ain't all that bad. You know, I hear they got cable TV in a federal prison. Well, I ain't excited, you bum. My wife would tell me. You were rescued. I got a life. 2.5 years clean, never been arrested in my life. You can't even relate to what the hell I'm going through now. You like jogging the yard. Shit on that yard. I'm gonna live out here. So we hear people to me say, God, freed me today when I went in front of the judge. Same judge, 7 years. Do it all. See you. Where's God? He's just a God of suspended sentences? No. I'm here to tell you, she wouldn't have got what she needed had she had not went through this. And I would not be where I'm at. And our marriage would not be where it's at if we wouldn't have went through this valley. No, sir. Because all the stuff that come from inside of this experience can't be lost. And we're in the middle of it right now. And most of my days are joyful. And most of hers too. From within that prison setting, most of her days are okay. Because we live to a higher standard now. We live to the overall good. World Convention was pumped in. From Baltimore. Women sitting there in the federal prison from all over the country listening to the main speaker. Why? She was there. We worked with the committee, got it pumped in. Wouldn't have been there. We see a bigger picture. We see one that God says, not now. God said, you ain't getting a lottery today. I'm gonna give you something that you're gonna talk about. I'm gonna give you an abiding strength to go through this. I'm gonna let you know I'm not the God of suspended sentence. I'm the God of carrying you through. And how am I gonna tell people that if you don't go through it? Guy lives with me, got the AIDS virus. Shares about it. Talked about it yesterday at our Unity Day in Baltimore. We had a beautiful Unity Day similar to this. Guy shared a few minutes, 15 minutes. And after him, 21-year-old girl, beautiful girl, using. Ain't no, if you've used today, please refrain from sharing. Not at that Unity Day. Because the girl bled everybody. Bled them by saying, I'm 21, I got the virus, and I'm gonna die. Thank you, the gentleman did it. Thank you for saying that. I don't want to die, and started crying. Don't tell me you can't fucking talk when you got drugs in you. Pain comes through the drugs. Drugs don't stop the quenching of I need help. It's not drug-induced that I say, you're high, fuck you. Can't tell me nothing. Bullshit. Several women grabbed her. Hauled her off to the NA dance last night. I don't know where she's at. We left her up here. But they got her surrounded. And we know that pain and them tears. I don't want to die, and I don't want to die using. Words out of her mouth. Not mine. Took people's tears just falling from just seeing the grip. And the empathy that went out. I don't know what's going to happen. Maybe she'll stay. Maybe she won't. But I know what happened. 40-some people surrounded her afterwards, and she was emotionally overwhelmed. I don't know. Who knows what's going to happen? So my wife and I are doing time. Topic. She would have been better to speak here than me. Although I'm sharing the time, Because now all of a sudden I'm out here doing stuff that I never did. And how can I take care of kids when I couldn't take care of myself? But somehow, God has showed me through working the principle of this program in my life, boys on the honor roll. I don't know how. I don't know how. I just know that there ain't no book on it. Do the best we can. My wife was on the answer machine. I was going to let Rocky listen to it, but I didn't want to hear it again. I erased it before I come up here. And every time I'm asked to go somewhere, she gets real emotional during that period of time. We went to convention together before she left. She had 2.5 years of this beauty, this stuff, the love, and misses it. And was on the answer machine crying. I hope you have a good time. God, my spirit's with you, and Billy, I just want to come home. So sometimes we ask God, why? Despite the inner belief that it's because what a power of example you can be by going through this the NA way. You can surrender to the bitterness, or you can let me make you better. As a result of it, would not have known the gifts I know today without it in my life. Would not have known how to comfort 2 kids in a bedroom when their mother was gone. Would not have known how to say, we're going to be all right. Because I'm going to make it all right, because I got a loving God. And I believe that loving God is going to empower me. We're not going to be defeated. We're not going to go down. You're not going to foster care. We're going to make it. And we've made it. A day at a time. For 3 years, we've made it. I look forward to going to visit my wife next weekend. Go every month, one weekend a month. Phil, we're on all this. Who said, well, what did the convention? You see so-and-so, you see so-and-so. Hungry. Hungry for this. Sometimes I see people minimize it. I didn't have a good time at Philadelphia. I didn't have a good time in Massachusetts. How many meets you go to? Well, I went to the dance and I went on the cruise that they had. God's supposed to speak to me through these meetings, through the people, through the literature. I gotta make myself available. I'm out riding the boat. Girl that shared the other day, and people said, well, this is boring, I'm going home. Missed the miracle. Made the whole Unity Day. Speakers we had, everything, made the whole Unity Day, and they missed it by leaving, because I've done my thing, I've socialized, because it was social. Expect a miracle is the cry I hear between my ears. Expect it today, now. There's somebody in here trying to get clean. I see that abandoned building over there. That's where we work, meetings right next door, shooting gallery. I expect when we say, anybody got desire for them to jump out the window. Because we got a message of hope. I won't get hung up into other stuff in life and miss the message of hope. Now all of a sudden I'm chasing vehicles. I got to cut meetings out because I got to work 70 hours to keep this Lexus. How dare me cut the newcomer's life out because this is so important to me. God wants me to have that, He'll give it to me. And I won't have to cut no availability out to NA. Because He's going to provide everything I need. Everything. My wife started 1 meeting, 2 meetings, 3 meetings in the prison. go there, nothing's up. Today, 3 meetings a week. I see a bigger picture, but I see it laced with pain. God called somebody, said, I want you to go to jail, you take care of the kids, miss each other for 7 years, but at the end of it, you'll have such joy. No, wait a minute, hold up. I want to be over here with her. Let him do that. Me and her's gonna like do a social thing, and we're gonna live, and we're gonna have our grandkids, and we're just gonna do all that. Send somebody else. Don't always get a choice. Guy said, well, God worked through that judge, boy, and I should have went to jail. And I like hear that, and it's like, I don't know. Because my wife has very close contact with God those 2.5 years. What are you saying by that? That when he don't let somebody go, he ain't available. He ain't just the God of suspended sentences or the God of checks coming in unexpectedly. It's the God of meet me at the level of my need. And I've always been met there since I've been in Narcotics Anonymous. Never have I not been met at the level of my need. Never. And my wife too. He got a sense of humor. I got 17 years in jail, I'll go. I would have went the day she went to jail. I would have took her place. Why? Because I'm a hero? Because I'm all that valiant and shit? No. I know how to function in shit like that. It'd be like going home for me. But God said, no. She got to go there. It's a woman's prison. The women need the help. You stay the hell out of the way. You need to learn how to live. Never paid rent. Never bought no food. Never took care of myself. Always lived off of people. Said, I'm going to show you how to do that. And he has. He has. So what would have been a perfect scene, I'll go to jail, honey, take care of the kids. I'll be back. I'm going to go in there, get into spades. You know, I'm going to hang out on a tier, get Debbie's piled up. We'll get a store started, rent, sell cigarettes. I'm going to function, be fine. God said, it's too easy for you, you bum. You like that kind of shit. You like that irresponsibility. I'm going to give you something. But when I give it to you, I'm going to let you know just how empty your ass was, so you can't deny that it was of me. I'm going to show you how to live productively. And he has. So although we're doing time, we believe that there's a loving God helping us through this valley. And bringing about these changes. Man talked about today, there's resistance to change. There's always resistance. I'm just trying a day at a time to learn how to let the change happen, because God didn't send it to me to wreck me. He didn't send it to me to crush me. Y'all said it came to pass. It didn't come to stay to kill me or to defeat me. It came to try my character. You want to know what kind of friends you got? Go up against something. We got a lot of partying buddies in NA. We got a lot of convention buddies in NA. Go up against something. You'll know. How you gonna know? When you buy that new car. It looks good. It sounds good. Take it down the road. See how it runs. Find out it might be a lemon. Some of our friends in NA still got resentments about it. In our area, in our home group, ain't even sent her a card. I'm talking about people for 2.5 years sat in the same fucking seats. I'll be there for you. I'll be there for your kids. None of them, the women, fucking asked to take that 14-year-old child for nothing. Not even when she had her period. And I don't know what the fuck's going on. None of them. And I'll keep that anger where it belongs, but I got it. But God's brought other people forward. People will fail me, and I'll fail other people. I had to learn that lesson. Feet of clay. Made emotional commitments. I'll be there. But when it comes down to being there, my life's too full. God gave me a life. Thank God. Because when something's there, it's there. And this is what brings it out. Situations like this. But he's brought some other ambassadors, angels, women. My daughter, 14 going on 20. Had to go away for a year to a place in Tennessee because it was so, when her mother left, she was so angry, she was so lost. I couldn't fill that bill. Tried to take counseling, anything, couldn't afford it. Ask some women. Could you be the mother? There wasn't a whole lot of takers. Just show her how the fuck to make good decisions. That's what you said and they taught you. Can you do that here? It's extended family of NA. My brother's in the program. I treat him the same way I treat this man. No blood shit to me. He's a recovering addict. You want help, I'll give it to you. You don't, get the hell out of my way. You do, I'll go to any length for you. Mo, I'm your brother. I don't give a shit about no brother. Y'all are my brother. Any recovering addict needs help, it's my brother. The shit about no goddamn blood. We come out of the same woman, so what? So what? I won't do that for this man. Looking to a higher purpose today. Looking to spreading out of my little prejudice and self-centered and self-seeking networks to make myself available to those who believe nobody's available. We took a hostage from Unity Day, brought him up here with us today, got 1 day clean. In fact, today's the first day, it ain't even a whole day. Because he came to Unity Day and heard a message of hope from people who are fucking willing to get out of the ball games, the MTV, the fucking country rides on their motorcycles, and come here and be available to a loving God. That's why. And I hope that God from this day forward he don't use, but I don't know. Can't speak for him. Can speak for me, and today I ain't putting it in. Today I'm trying to be the best person I can be. Today I'm glad that God honored me with a wife in prison. Glad. I see some miserable arguments going on with two people together, it makes me sick. I ain't saying we don't have conflicts, but what the fuck? What's this really about? You hug her at night? I don't. You want what's best for her? Stop fucking trying to control her. Get the hell out of her way. Work your program, you'll get better if she don't. Fuck it. Then you'll make a healthy choice to let it go. But no, it's all about, like, man, Narcotics Anonymous has done everything for me and my family that I've ever wanted anybody or anything or any God in the world to do. Everything. And I'm hoarse again because yesterday at Unity Day I shared And my voice is shot, trying to speak loud so Barry can hear me, but I think my wife should have did this meeting. She called into a Massachusetts convention from the prison. Anybody didn't hear it, oh well. There's too much bullshit going on to hear it anyway. It's a bad hookup. But a lot of shit in the back about what the food was like and all that seemed to drown out any cries that they might have heard from that little speaker. Plus it wasn't a whole lot of, willingness to even give a fuck about it anyway. From then as a whole. There were some members in there who thought that was real special. To have a woman call in and say, how you stay clean in jail the NA way for 3 years? You still got hope? You still got a loving God? You still in a frame of mind that God didn't abandon you and that this is all going to work together for the good? And everyone, she can say, yes, yes, yes. Where's that come from? Dance crowd don't care too much. Don't. Just don't care too much. Because this is about a new way of getting over. Not a fucking new way of life. Now I don't say to you, hi, I got a bag of dope. You want to get down? Now I say, you got a sponsor? How much clean time? How much clean time do you have, as Tony would say? How much clean time do you have? 3 days. Oh, good. You need a ride home? From the dance? Meetings going on, people sharing beautiful message of hope. And I'm fucking running the hallways of goddamn convention, looking at ass and shit. Wonder why when I leave the convention it was empty. Wasn't a whole lot going on at that convention, you know that? Wasn't shit going on, it was like a boring convention. Because I had a weekend blast, just like I would when I was using, and at the end of it was empty. How many meets you go to? None. What the main speaker had to say? I don't know. Who was the main speaker? I don't know. You ought to be ashamed of your fucking self. Ought to be ashamed. God speaks through people, through this fellowship. If somebody out there shares afterwards, God talked there, and I ain't even making myself available because I'm in a fucking dance. I ain't saying nothing against the dances. I'm saying at the end of it, I met people in Baltimore said it stunk. And I said, how many meetings? Well, I didn't get any. What the fuck did you do? What did you do? I socialized. Well, no wonder you missed the miracle. No wonder you missed the meaningful message that was going on. You didn't make yourself available. My wife knows so many people in this fellowship by way of the tapes that I take from the conventions to her to play. She can't wait to meet Tony. She can't wait to meet Joni. She can't wait. Barry went up and chaired it. Several people from Baltimore. Usman's going up in September. Met so many loving servants of God who said, I'm available. 180 women sitting in the meeting, hungry. You go to that meeting, brother H&I, you can hear a fucking pin drop. You want to give Raw NA, go the fuck up there and chair that meeting. You'll see hungry eyes. You won't see motherfuckers sitting around talking about, that chump got too much gold. That motherfucker's too loud. He cusses too much. It's just bullshit. That one's this one's that. You won't see that members doing that. You'll see them listening. Listening for a new way of life. And how dare me not be available? I should have kept the message and played it here. And let you hear some tears from somebody who would have loved to have been here today. Talking about this is just another thing. This is just another function. God's working right here. One day the guy's got to come up with me. Somebody reach out to him. Because you'll be blessed tenfold. Don't. And keep doing what the social side of NA says is acceptable. And find out how empty that road is. And at the end of it, there's a bag of dope. I ain't saying what I know with 5.5 years. Other people with 15 and 18 and 20 told me. They didn't just say stop shooting dope. They lived and made these mistakes, brought back the information from mistakes and gave it to me. And said, Billy, that's an area that your disease can trick you in. Well, what's that got to do with shooting dope? Billy, this message is being refined, it's evolving. We've seen some people make some big mistakes in that area, but I ain't shooting dope. I ain't shooting dope. Billy, I'm telling you, man, tread carefully there. I'm telling you because some friends of mine experienced that, and there was a coffin at the end of it. Thought this was just about shooting dope. No, it's about a whole new way of living. And thank God I'm in that student stage. I'm a student. Sometimes I get loud and yell like this, throw my throat out, because I give this voice up to Narcotics Anonymous. The motherfucker did nothing but spit shit all my life. Talk shit on the tears in the jail. Now I got a chance to tell somebody that's hurting, and don't give a fuck if you ain't hurting. I'm talking to the guy who's hurting, or the woman. That there's a new way of life, that there's hope. And that girl of 21 years old that stood up in that fucking Unity Day and cried and said, I don't want to die using, made the whole fucking Unity Day. And I want to say this one thing for my wife's sake. There were some motherfuckers talking about tradition breaking shit and fucking judging, tearing our fucking fires up, saying that's not NA related. They're taking outside contributions because a fucking community store gave us some hamburgers. Fuck them. Fuck them. Because people's lives are being saved. What's the spirit of the traditions? We couldn't have did it without it. We couldn't offer the fucking food to dope fiends without it. Well, no, this is a violation of the traditions. Give me the fucking burgers. They can smell them. They can smell them in them motherfucking abandoned buildings. And they didn't come to get no spiritual life. They came because the odor of them burgers. And my wife knows how upset I am about that because I don't know everything. But I say, okay, you tore the motherfucking fire up, punk. Come in with all your experience and show us on Christian Street how the fuck to do it. Don't judge us. Bring all that fucking experience in. But they won't come down there, y'all. Steve will come down there. They're liable to scratch my Lexus. Guy got killed outside there. Drug related. Just goes around NA. A member got shot. Going there. A fucking lie. But the rumor goes to be like, well, fuck that. And you know what they justify it? I got a life today. You motherfucker. You got a life today? I respect life today. That's when I was using. Today, I keep myself in. God keeps you well. Fuck you making decisions now. We're going to have a nice time in October down there. Take 5 people from up this way down. We got 5 weekend meetings. We're going to put them back to back. Some experience, some strength and some hope. The average time of 10 meetings with about 400 people is 4 months. And we're violating traditions. What the fuck? Don't even know how to stop using, but already want to reach out and help the guy in the abandoned building. What's wrong with that? Why the fuck you tear it up and say fuck you? Come the fuck down in there. Support some of the meetings. But we'll fly the fuck all over the country speaking, I can tell you that. Let them get an invitation to a motherfucking convention to speak. But won't come down in there too much and justify it by, I'm making good decisions today. And that is insane for me. The boy got killed. He didn't fucking get killed from the meeting. He got shot in a drug. Shit that happens outside the door. They hawk it like produce. Red caps, gold caps, black caps. 2 for 1. Oh, so what? Meeting's a half a block away. All I say to him is not today. I'm going to meet. You want to come down? Come on down. Dope fiends get so sophisticated in my neighborhood. They come in, get a cup of coffee, listen a little bit, look for the weak motherfuckers. That's a bullshitter there. They know a bullshitter. Yeah, that's a bullshitter there. Go outside. Y'all come out the meeting. Listen to them. From in there getting their coffee. Anybody trying to relapse? Relapse! Where'd you get that word? Relapse. Anybody trying to relapse? Plus they heard about one too many thousand. Now what they say? First one's free. Just remember where you got it. First one's free. Ain't nothing free when it comes to that. Nothing. Free my ass. Got to close with a little bit of cocaine. Because it's such a... It seems like it sticks with me so much. It's a true story. And it seems like so many people relate to it. I can't do a meeting anymore where there's 3 people or 300 without sharing it. And that is, right at the meetings, there was a guy I shot dope with 20-something years. Standing outside. He had ace bandages. I don't know what y'all see from shoot dope. That's the way I shot dope. Ace bandages wrapped around 2 boxing glove hands. Had flip-flops on because his feet were so fucking blown up from finding veins that he couldn't wear a 13 double E. Big feet. And he had a cane. He was standing up by the door. Knows my story. I broke the traditions and pitched it to him. And hey, motherfucker, this is the shit. Here. Told him about how I got clean, where I got clean. Fuck a tradition violation. I know where you can go. Promotion. Promoted the shit out of NA. And don't care. Traction is what he sees me every day. I was in jail with him. I shot dope with him. I abscessed up with him. He knew when I got and used it wasn't no limits. There's the message. Stand there. I come by, thought he was coming for the meeting. I said, damn, maybe, just maybe, he finally gonna come in. I started opening the door, go in the meeting, I looked at him. He said, Billy, psst. I said, yeah. Think he gonna say, is this where the meeting is? He said, I got a little bit of cocaine. So I shut the door. Because I can get loud. And I already know the answer to this motherfucker. And I walk over to him. After I shut the door, I get about this far from his face. And I said, what? A little bit of cocaine? Are you out of your mind? Get the truck. Back it up. Get a garden hose for the water. Get a trash can for the cooker. Get 1,000 sets of tools and let's die. How dare you call me the fuck out here for a little bit of cocaine? Said motherfucker, call me out. Call me out. Boy, it was copping. Street ain't but from me to this first row. Boy, it was copping. As I'm doing this, he made his score running by. I look over at him. I said, hey! Boy froze. I know he copped because he's jogging like this. Ain't no joggers run like that. You know what I mean? I said, hey! And he stops, right? Hey, I'm a police. What he knows? He don't know nothing. I look at him. I said, can you do a little bit of cocaine? He like trying to get by the steps to get behind me, right? The car, guys in it think I'm round if they looking out the window. What's up? What's up? What's up? I look at the block. I said, can anybody do a little bit of cocaine? Because I'm looking for a sponsor. Any of you motherfuckers can show me. Because goddamn if I found out when I was out there. Of course nobody. One guy said, I can do a little bit, a whole lot of times throughout the day. I said, no, that ain't what I meant. Anyway, I love you, Karen. I hope you enjoyed this tape. I hope you got a message of hope. I hope I served Narcotics Anonymous and a loving God by standing here for once in my life and talking about truths and love and hope and compassion instead of bullshit and prejudice and backbiting and arrogance. If I've done that, then what I come up here for has been accomplished. And I thank God and thank you people.